city of Halcyon never slept, not because it was alive, but because it was afraid to forget. In Halcyon, memories were currency. You could sell your happiest moments for rent money, trade your worst nightmares for a clean night's sleep, give up a piece of your past to survive your present. And some people did. Some people had no choice. Elena Voss stood at the edge of Memory Row, her fingers curled tightly around the small data chip in her palm. It felt warm, almost alive, like it knew what it held. Her life, or what was left of it. The neon sign above the clinic flickered. Eidolon Exchange, your past, your price. A lie, she thought. It was never your price. It was always theirs. A gust of wind swept through the narrow street, carrying the distant hum of drones and the faint echo of laughter from somewhere far away. Someone else's memory, no doubt, leaking through the city's network. Elena stepped inside. The clinic smelled sterile, artificial, too clean, too quiet. Behind the counter sat a woman with silver hair and eyes that didn't quite blink at the same time. First time, she asked, her voice smooth, rehearsed. Elena nodded. What are you selling? Elena hesitated. Her grip tightened around the chip. Family, she said. The word felt heavier than she expected. The woman paused, just for a fraction of a second. Those usually fetch a high price, she replied. Are you sure you want to proceed? No, but that wasn't the question that mattered. I need the money. The woman gestured toward a chair. Have a seat. Elena sat. Machines hummed to life around her, thin wires lowering like curious insects. A screen flickered on, displaying fragments, blurred images, incomplete scenes, like a puzzle waiting to be erased. Final confirmation, the woman said. Once the extraction begins, the memory cannot be recovered. Elena swallowed. For a moment she saw them, her mother's laughter in the kitchen, her father's hand resting on her shoulder, the warmth of a home that no longer existed, gone in a single decision. Do it, she whispered. The machine pulsed, light flooded her vision, and then, nothing. When Elena woke, the world felt lighter, too light, like something essential had been carved out, leaving behind an echo. She sat up slowly, her head spinning. Transaction complete, the silver-haired woman said, placing a credit strip on the table. You should feel normal within a few hours. Normal. Elena nodded, though she wasn't sure what that meant anymore. She stepped back into the street. The city looked the same, but something was missing. She passed a mural she didn't recognize, a street she didn't remember walking before, a song drifting through the air that made her chest ache, for reasons she couldn't explain. She stopped. Why does that hurt? She pressed a hand against her chest. There was no answer, just silence. Excuse me. The voice came from behind her, low, calm, unfamiliar. Elena turned. A man stood a few steps away, his coat dark and worn, his eyes fixed on her with unsettling intensity. Did you just come from Eidolon? He asked. Elena frowned. Why? He studied her for a moment, as if confirming something only he could see. I need to talk to you, she stiffened. I'm not interested. It's about what you sold. That made her pause. A flicker of something, curiosity maybe, cut through the numbness. I don't remember what I sold, she said flatly. I know, he replied, and that's the problem. They sat in a quiet corner of a rundown cafe, far from the surveillance drones and the polished streets. The man introduced himself as Daniel Cross. I bought your memory, he said. Elena blinked. You? What? I was the highest bidder. A strange sensation twisted in her chest. Anger, maybe. Or something deeper. Congratulations, she said coldly. Enjoy it. Daniel didn't react. I'm giving it back. That stopped her. What? He reached into his coat and pulled out a small chip, the same size, the same faint glow. Her breath caught. That's impossible, she said. They don't allow reversals. They don't, he agreed. But I'm not asking them. Elena stared at him. Why would you do that? Daniel hesitated. For the first time, uncertainty crossed his face. Because what's in here, he said slowly, isn't just a memory. He slid the chip across the table. It's evidence. Elena didn't trust him, not at first, but something in his voice, something raw, unpolished, kept her from walking away. What kind of evidence? She asked. Daniel leaned forward. Your family didn't die in an accident. The words hit her like a distant echo. They should have meant nothing. She had no memory of them. And yet, her hands trapped. They were erased, he continued. By the same system that runs Eidolon. Elena shook her head. That doesn't make sense. It will, he nodded toward the chip. Put it back. She hesitated. What if I don't want to know? Daniel's gaze softened, just slightly. Then they win. The room felt smaller as Elena held the chip between her fingers. Heavy, like it carried more than data, like it carried truth, or pain, maybe both. Once I do this, she said, her voice barely above a whisper, there's no going back, is there? Daniel didn't answer. He didn't need to. Elena closed her eyes and inserted the chip. The world shattered. Images flooded her mind, faster than she could process, sharper than anything she had ever felt. Her mother's face, smiling, then screaming. Her father arguing with someone she couldn't see. Dark figures, cold rooms, voices speaking in controlled, measured tones. Non-compliant subjects identified. Memory purge authorized. Collateral acceptable. Elena gasped. Her body convulsed as the truth forced its way back into her consciousness. They didn't die. They were taken, erased. Because they knew something. Because they tried to fight back. The final memory hit hardest. Her father kneeling in front of her, gripping her shoulders. If anything happens, you have to remember, Elena. Don't let them. Static. Darkness. Gone. Elena collapsed to the floor, her breath ragged, tears streaming down her face. It's true, she whispered. Daniel knelt beside her. I know. She looked up at him, her eyes burning. How many? Daniel's jaw tightened. More than you think. Over the next few days, everything changed. Elena couldn't unsee it. The cracks in the system, the way people walk through life missing pieces of themselves, the quiet acceptance of loss they couldn't explain. They're not just buying memories, she said. They're controlling reality. Daniel nodded. And we're gonna stop it. It started small, one memory at a time. They tracked transactions, identified patterns, found others who had sold something they shouldn't have. And slowly, they gave it back. Some people broke, some refused to believe, but others remembered. And once they did, they couldn't be controlled anymore. The city began to shift. Whispers turned into conversations, conversations into resistance, resistance into something stronger. Hope. One night, standing on the rooftop overlooking Halcyon, Elena turned to Daniel. Why me? She asked. He looked out over the city lights. Because your family tried to expose them first, he said. And because you're the only one who can finish what they started. Elena took a deep breath. For the first time, the emptiness inside her didn't feel like a void. It felt like space. Space for something new, something stronger. We're not just giving memories back, she said. We're giving people a reason to fight. Daniel nodded. Exactly. Far below, the city still moved as if nothing had changed. But beneath the surface, everything had. Because the truth, once remembered, couldn't be sold, couldn't be erased, and never forgotten again.